Previously on Chilling.
I've had friends who are like, what? You had a mental health? You had bipolar? We didn't know.
Today, we are going to spark a conversation that is going to surpass the stigma and self-doubt by talking to a lady who is ready to demystify mental health illness, and she has created a safe haven for such people that are going through this condition.
Courage is contagious when a brave woman takes a stand. Barbara Joyce ABANG, also known as ABANG, wears many hats in her professional and personal life as a lawyer, writer, blogger, and advocate for mental health. This is Chilling.
Good evening and welcome back to the best of the good life more than ever. My name is Drago. Now today, just like last week, we are going to be working on ourselves and our friends, to make sure that we always keep our mind in check. And we decided to have a conversation with a mental health activist. She's a lawyer by profession, she's a blogger, she's everything that you can ever imagine, but most importantly, she has the kindest soul and heart I've ever seen. This lady is an author of an interesting book that I've been preaching since episode 1, Be Kind to Your Mind, that is already in store. She mentioned where you can get yourself copies. And this book addresses the period and that turmoil she passed through when she was suffering this so-called bipolar disorder. And any person that is struggling with that mental health illness, please, you can feel free to contact her personally. You can talk about this because at the end of the day, I think it's not about just the medication. It's not about any other thing, but it's all about having that person you can always confide in and talk to. Very unfortunate, I mentioned this before, that such people are existing in our community with this very invisible, thorough, bad disease, but people don't want to understand this. They want them to act like they are normal, and I don't know, Joyce will tell me, but in this 21st century, we still believe and have people that think that mental illness is caused by either you're bewitched or you have demons or something of that sort, which is very absurd. A lot of people have not created platforms to address this matter, but I'm very fortunate enough to have her and to talk about this. So now, Joyce, last week when we took a break, we promised people that we shall be talking about your blog that you used to do that is called Introspective, where you used to bring people on record and call out your bosses for not creating a safe haven for people to address mental health issues. So what sparked this? Did you yourself have an experience with this?
I had an episode.
You had an episode? Oh, wow.
I had a boss.
When you were at work?
Yes, when I was at work.
Okay.
I had an episode with a certain boss. I'm not going to name him.
Okay.
And, you work, you give your 100% to this project. You love this project. But, I think I'm beginning to realize that where the human beings with their weaknesses, there'll always be toxicity.
Oh, wait, say that again?
Where there are human beings with their weaknesses, that they unresolved weaknesses, there'll always be toxicity. Okay. Be it in the office, be it in relationships, anywhere, even in churches. You go to church and you think there are perfect people there and you just be like, what am I doing here? So that is how I resolved in my head, and that's why I was able to stay in my job. Okay. Because I love my job. I like working for government. I like my job. I like what I do. The issue is when you have people with unresolved issues that like to project it in the office. Perceptions, thoughts, emotions, heart issues. You get. Perceptions could be someone who has, I'm sorry to say this, a poverty mindset, not an abundance mindset. So when they get into a space, it can even be relationships, they ring fence. Ring fence meaning these opportunities belong to me and my few people. The rest of you go, you know, it's like ring fence. Then another issue is discrimination. Same with the ring fencing. I'd rather work with so and so and so. Doesn't matter if this person has the experience, academic, you know, and technical experience. They don't care. It's just that I would rather just work with my people, which is frustrating. And another thing also is that really sparked me off was also finances. If you work for government, you know, you guys, man, it's real sacrifice. You work for UBC, so you understand. People out there think government has money. So, you know, this accumulation of delay in payment of salary that's already small, it cannot take you through the month. You see. Issues of having qualifications that people choose to ignore because you don't belong in a certain, you know, class or what they think. So I think it took a toll on me. It kept on building up until this particular time this gentleman just made a decision to just chase me out of a project. When I'm doing a project, or it's not just me giving to government. It's providing also the extra income. You get? So it's also extra income to you. So some of us, like with chronic conditions and mental health conditions, honestly, let's be honest. I tell my bosses, you are not financing my health. You can't afford to finance my health from your salary. So every extra income I get, like from projects and committees, is financing it. Especially if you want me to be there from 8 to 5 and I am not like working, teaching. I have taught. I have had to teach. I used to teach international law. Okay. Yes. So I was teaching to make ends meet to finance my health care because they don't provide insurance. They don't provide health insurance. So you're saying that because you have an arrangement with Mulago, which by the Mulago doesn't pay all, you still have to pay something. And I line up. And I'm not going to get the best consultants. But for me to be able to come and work and serve you, I need to be healthy. But you're doing nothing about it. So it's those things. So when he made that executive decision without taking into consideration all those factors, I broke down. I had a public breakdown, throwing my clothes all over. Wow. I was sick for 6 months and I couldn't walk for 1 month.
Wait, after the episode?
Yes.
Wow. So how did you come back up? How did you redeem yourself? How did you revive yourself?
It's spiritual. Sometimes when you go through the highest level of trauma, it's like you have met eyes and eyes to the devil. Like it's so wicked. Nothing can take you out apart from spiritual. You just have to go back to God.
So what changed from that episode? Did anything change with the work environment? Because there have been several cases that have risen up. Such places, they don't consider people's mental health. Because personally, I would think when you create, like, for example, a mental health day where people meet an expert, they confine in them, it's more like taking your brain to a garage, which is necessary at times.
Yeah, they actually, those people, I found out Butabika has work therapists. People who have expertise, you know, in work challenges in Butabika, but they are underutilized. They're just there.
They're underutilized.
Yes.
Because at first I thought they are overutilized.
Underutilized.
Joyce, we're going to a break. I will not stop reminding you people to check out this book, because this is a very important tool. It's not just a book, it's a very simple read. And it has very nice chapters. Each chapter comes with a Bible verse, you know, always reminding you about the Christ. And she's so biblical when it comes to her writing. And I love it that it also has some illustrations when you, for example, let me give you a hint. Like when you see this front of the page, you know, she has some illustrations that tell you that I am not enough.
I am enough.
Yeah, I am enough. Sorry, I diverted this. Something to do with your spiritual wellness. So you can get a copy of this. It is a guide tool. This is a self-help book that will help anybody that is struggling out there with any mental illness, not only bipolar. So Chilling goes on a break. We shall be back shortly and talk more about this book and understand what this situation is all about. Joyce is still with us here. I like your other name, ABANG.
ABANG.
So cool, eh? It sounds cool, eh?
Yeah, it's I was supposed to be named Akelo,
Yeah.
because I follow twins,
Yeah.
but my mom is called Akelo.
Okay.
So they had to get another name, ABANG. ABANG actually is, in Lango, is not really a name, it's a pet name.
It's a pet name. Like there are kikis and
Yes, it's a pet name.
All right, we're going for a break.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Maskari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
All right, welcome back to Chilling. Today we have sat with an iron lady. She loves that. An iron lady, yes? She's so brave. Who is hoping to share her story that will bring in the truth and the light to people who are passing through bipolar disorder, and perhaps to come up with the truth and that commitment and self-belief that this is happening to you and you have an answer to it, or you have a way out. Now, I want to find out, Joyce, how does somebody create a strong mindset when you're passing through this condition? How do you nurture it?
Like I said in the book, like the book says, I think James Allen says the same thing, as a man thinketh, so is he. As the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Yes. I think also the Quran has something to that issue, intentions and your thoughts. You have to be careful with your thoughts. Everything begins from your thoughts. So if you feel stigmatized and you feel people will embarrass you, people will laugh at you, it's justified in your thought, isn't it? Yeah. It is justified. It is now up to you to change by accepting and getting to that level of acceptance. Every doctor will say, before you recover or start the journey, you have to accept. Even with HIV, you have to reach a point and say, yeah, I accept this diagnosis. So what are you going to do? Take medication. Diabetes, any condition, you have to start from acceptance. And when you accept, you get off denial. That means you have to deal with the stigma. Now, how did I deal with the stigma? I started to read stories of other people with mental health challenges and see, and then you find out that, you know, people have it and they are living normal lives. There are other people who have also written similar books, Be Kind to Your Mind, on their story. Some are doctors, some are politicians, leaders, some are even well-known people. I will not say their names because I don't want them to say, you know, who told you. So there are well-known figures who have come out and are struggling. There's even an artist. He was married to one of these ladies who came out that he had bipolar. You see, so people are talking about it. The more we talk about it, the more we share it, it will become normal. So to the point that someone comes and say, I have malaria. People say, no, I have a mental health challenge, I'm dealing with it. So it also starts from your mind, you have to accept. Now, after acceptance, you have to also research on the condition, read on the condition. Know that there are other people with this condition, and they are living normal lives. And then, at one point, you have to also start to listen to different messages.
Because that's what I was going to say. Sharing is key.
Yeah.
Like knowing somebody who has it and they share their story, where you find inspiration. You know, they say sharing is caring.
Yeah, sharing is caring. Yeah.
Sharing is caring. What has been your self-experience encountering with people that have struggled with this? Because you yourself, you're no longer a patient of this. You're actually a survivor of this.
I'm a survivor, yeah.
You have treated it through medication and a lot of things.
Medication, therapy.
Therapy.
Spirituality.
Yeah.
I've tried the whole thing. I made it holistic. It's a holistic thing.
You are fortunate enough to have gone through this whole recovery abroad. Do you think...
not abroad. I was diagnosed abroad. And then I finished my master's and I came back. So most of the time I've been treating bipolar disorder here in Uganda.
How easy or hard has it been? Because, yeah, you mentioned how it can really be so hard. You can even reach to an extent where you have to line up for certain medication.
For people who go to the public hospitals, you have to line up. With me, I made a decision which has cost me financially. With the help of health insurances, I think those insurance agencies like Prudential, Jubilee, UAP, who are providing individual insurance. So you're able to go there. Even Absa Bank has insurances. I used to be at Stanbic Bank. So as an individual, I had to take individual health insurance because I can't afford this condition. You are admitted in Nakasero, which is the only private hospital I know that does very good psychiatric help. It's very expensive. Before you're admitted, they want 1 million shillings. Sometimes after the whole medication, you blow like 3 million shillings and above. And that's like only 3 days. If you spend there longer, you probably blow like 10 million and above.
Joyce, what happens to those people that are up country? People that are struggling with this? People that are struggling in communities of people who don't understand this condition. They think they are bewitched. They think it's demons.
It's all the mind. That's what I say. It's all the mind. I was also told that a demon is a demon. Why a demon? Why Satan is... You get, I was demonized as well. And it also affected me because I became very scared. And it didn't help with the condition. But the doctor was saying, explained to me properly the physical, the physiological, and what the things I showed you. Remember, I shared those information with you. And it took away the whole demonization from me. I can sit in church and pastors are demon. Yes, let's not make mental health just a demon issue. Every disease has a spiritual connection. It's not just mental health. If we are talking about Christianity or spirituality. And so, everything in the world that we struggle with starts from the spirit.
Joyce, as we try to wind up, what message have you got, especially you being a survivor of this condition, to any person that is going through this? Because now apparently there's somebody who's just facing this for the first time. They're scared, they're isolated, they're stigmatized. What have you got to tell them?
I believe in individual responsibility. And I believe that's the same thing they are telling people with any condition, Ministry of Health. You feel you're getting symptoms that are making you uncomfortable, even uncomfortable. You're funny, paranoid, you're like, overthinking. You get psychosis, you're beginning to act in a funny way. You see,
Those
you
are
got to
telltale
check,
signs.
telltale signs, psychosis, paranoia, mood swings, like you said, mood swings, erratic mood swings, depression, you want dark spaces, you're antisocial, you know? Even if it's mild, why do you have to wait for it to be bad? Just go, Butabika is there. Facilities are much cheaper. Go and see a psychiatrist. That's why I say go to experts. Don't go to the internet and try and diagnose yourself. Go to an expert. When you go to an expert, they'll diagnose you. They'll probably say, no, this is just chronic stress. Give you a few medication to help you relax, and you're back. If it is depression, you get treatment. If it's bipolar, you get treatment. Schizophrenia, you get treatment. If you're having a career issue, go to a career expert. All these are emotional issues, by I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you're having a work issue, those are my mental issues. We need work therapists. We're not going to turn HRs into counselors.
You mentioned that before. So Joyce, as we're winding up, how can you best sell this book to anyone that wants to get their hands on? Because it's only 70,000. How can you best sell it in your own words? Tell us about this book.
Be Kind to Your Mind is a book which encourages you to practice individual responsibility, not just for mental health challenges or illness, but for every other condition. This can be through awareness. The good thing, this is an age where there's so much knowledge everywhere. So go and read.
Which is also a horrible thing.
Horrible, but also overload.
You might consume the wrong one.
Yeah, but also seek the right experts. Me, I'm just really about experts. I'm not an expert. This is just a story and a toolkit of a survivor.
Yeah.
Whatever I've said here is not the holistic truth. It's a survivor's story of when I was diagnosed, all the way to how I struggled in my relationships and work.
Yeah.
Then I also talk about how I decided to seek God.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, God, you said you're the healer. So I'm here. You have to heal me.
All right.
Then all the way up to the tools of management, this one that I developed. First of all, before you even do all this, do you love yourself? If you love yourself, you do everything for yourself. So the cornerstone of all this, be kind to your mind, is self-love.
Okay, remind people who didn't tune into the first part, how do they get themselves be kind to your mind?
Be kind to your mind is in Ruby gift store.
Where's Ruby?
Chisasi, Loi Plaza.
Okay.
If you check my TikTok, actually, if you check my TikTok, it's called Be Kind to Your Mind Uganda on TikTok. It has everything to do with Be Kind to Your Mind, where you can find the book, even my numbers, that you can contact me. Everything is there.
Okay.
Yes. So
All right, it's also available as a grocery format that is on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yes.
Okay, where else?
$15. And also in Tinder, these are just really friendly people. In Tinder is Organza shopping, home shopping. That is in Tinder Shopping Center. as you slope into the shops, you will actually see it, organza. Yes, she's also accepted to sell. I'm still trying to convince Aristoc.
Yeah, we're hoping for the best.
We're hoping for the best.
Yeah.
And I'm also hoping to also go to the major supermarkets, you know, because I believe everybody needs this.
Well, I hope you've heard. If you have ears, you better listen. Bye and have a good evening. Thank you for being such a wonderful, amazing audience. Well, enjoy your festive season and be careful. Don't drink and drive or don't do anything that I wouldn't do. All right? If you're a Christian, follow the Bible. And if you're Muslim like me, follow the Quran teachings. All right. Bye and thank you very much.